Well, good evening. My name is Harlan Bradford, Sr. I was born August 6, 1930, and this is a long time since then. My birthday was this past Sunday, 6 August, 87 years old. So I'm going to have a little hard time trying to remember all of these things, starting back when I joined the Army on June 1948, and I was shipped off to Fort Knox, Kentucky. And believe it or not, they put me in charge, and they put me in charge of left out of Kansas City, and I wondered why they put a little old country boy in charge. And found out I had a high school diploma, so that was good. That was good, and so I was in charge. I got down there, but when I got there, take my basic training, I found out, which I already knew about segregation and everything, and all of my non-commissioned officers and all the enlisted people were, the Negro was the term they used then, as they called us Negroes, and the officers, all officers were white. And but the basic training, it was rough, but after the basic training, they kept me there and sent me to advanced training, where I got my first start in communications. That's communications in fact of administration. And so that's what I was trained in, and that's what started my career as an administrator. So after that, I'm on my way. They sent me to Germany, as I call it, Deutschland über alles. Now it's time to come back home to the United States of America. So I'm back home. I'm at Fort Riley, Kansas. And there I was the company clerk in the unit. And so I found out that they was going to send me back to Germany. So it was Germany or Korea. So I told them, so Korea. So fast forward now, I'm in Korea. I'm at in Korea there, but I wasn't in actual combat, but I was at Jeju-do Island. And at Jeju-do Island, it was a prisoner of war command. So we had prisoners of war there. Some of them were Korean, and some of them were really Chinese. And that's where I learned about that, how the Chinese was involved in the Korean conflict. Then it came up for promotion. And that's where I got another big surprise in my life. I had been all the time in segregated unit. This was an integrated unit, and the command sergeant major there, I walked in for duty one morning. He asked me why I wasn't at the promotion thing. So I told him I wasn't. Nobody told me to go. So I went down there, and to my surprise, I got promoted to staff sergeant right there. So after that, after Korea, it was back to the United States, and that's where I can really remember when that was. That was in 1954. Because in 1954, I went to Red River Arsenal, and in Red River Arsenal, Texarkana, Texas. And from there, that's where I met Bessie, my wife, in Texarkana, Arkansas. Okay, so I got assigned from Italy back to the United States to Fort Huachuca. So on the way I bought me a new car in Missouri, so driving back and everything, getting close after we turned off then. I don't think they had the interstate all the way through then, but turning off, and they didn't have the double lanes coming in from 90 now. But coming in there, kept looking for, where is this camp? Where is Fort Huachuca? So the closer we get and we see nothing else, we said, oh, what are we into now? But we finally got out here and got a place to stay and everything. And after the years there, and I got assigned, my first assignment was a management analyst for the United States Army Information Systems Command. And so my duty was good and was fine there. And I stayed there and made Sergeant Major here. That's where I got my Sergeant Major, came down and I was Sergeant Major, and then after that, until I retired in 1978. And that's 30 years and 30 days in the United States Army. So after that time, I worked another 14 years as a management analyst for Fort Huachuca Information Systems Command. And after that, then I retired for the second time in 78, and 14 is, what is that? 92? Yeah, 1992, and bought me a little red truck, which helps me to remember that. So, that's it, folks.